let's start with number 25. Who have you got there?
I'll kick us off. I've got Pascal Siakam at number 25 on the list. Started to build a little bit of a resume, actually. Made All-NBA, two-time All-NBA team guy, obviously champion. Probably now going to be the veteran on that team, leading this next young core. 6'9", 6'8" wing, defensive, scores on multiple levels. He's my 25th best player.
Yeah. I can't believe that we have the same player to kick it off. So I had Siakam as well. So yeah, All NBA third team last season, which, I mean, you can squabble around the depth at different positions, but if you're part of an All NBA team, you are at least at minimum a top 20 player. Even if you want to make the argument, technically they're top 15, but even if you, as I said, if you want to make the arguments about different spots having more depth and whatnot, at minimum, top 20 player. And if that's going to be the case, then he's got to be top 25, obviously, accounting for players who missed All-NBA through injuries last season and whatnot. So, yeah, Pascal Siakam there for me. 24 for you?
Damian Lillard is number 24. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm imagining he's back to 100%, because the way that the Portland Trailblazers have given him the huge contract extension, made the moves that they did, I'm going to believe that he's back to the Lillard that we know, big time game player. He's an outside shooter, so you'd imagine his career is going to prolong, doesn't rely overly on athleticism. So 24th. You raise your eyebrows. Have I gone a little too low, or are you surprised he's even on the list?
Yeah, so we've got a bit of a difference here, but we'll wait for Lillard to come up in my list. 24 for me, I had Zion. So, yes, obviously hasn't played a lot of basketball throughout his career yet and missed all of last season, but I tell you what, if we do this list, which we probably will again in 12 months' time, I'm expecting Zion Williamson to be in the top 10 of this list in 12 months. We have got to remember he averaged 27 and 7 on over 60% from the floor in the 2020-21 season. Like, he was a top 10 player that season. And so, yes, the injuries have pushed him back. We still need to see a bit more. We need to see what he's like come playoff time. But just his talent and what he's shown when he's on the floor so far in his career, he has to be on the list for me. 23 for you?
Kyrie Irving is a controversial player to me regarding... I worry about his impact on winning and making those around him better, but in terms of just pure raw talent, even with his craziness, I don't think there's a person that can guard him in the NBA. And if you need a guaranteed bucket, I don't know if you take anyone over Kyrie Irving, over Kevin Durant. Got him at 23. What do you reckon?
I had him off the list. I'm sorry, I just can't, I can't trust the fact that he's just, is he going to play every game for me? Is he going to play half the games for me? Talent-wise, yeah, absolutely. He's on the list. But I'm sorry, I'm just not having him on there when he plays half the games. And there's so many different variables with him. So 23, I had a much more consistent, ready-to-go player in Chris Middleton, who, yes, is not as talented as Kyrie, but in my opinion, if he doesn't go down injured, which is one of the rare times he's been injured throughout his career, yeah, but if he doesn't go down injured in the playoffs, I think the Bucks probably win the championship, or at least they're in the NBA Finals, in my opinion. So he's just an elite scorer, bucket getter, can defend a little bit as well with his size. So yeah, Chris Middleton had to be on the list for me. 22 for you.
I'm kind of kicking myself, and I haven't even got Chris Middleton on the list. So it probably shows I'm one of those people that have a little underrated him. Brandon Ingram I have at 22. Unbelievably impressed with his development, and he took the Phoenix Suns to 6 games. And I didn't even have them making playoffs from memory. They're do-it-all forward, defensive, and the idea of him and Zion together is tantalising, to say the least. Brandon Ingram, how do you feel about him?
It's an oversight from me. I won't lie. I haven't got him on the list, but looking back now, it's probably... I mean, we're only 4 picks in, but it's probably one that I've missed there. He probably should be on my list. But anyway, I don't, so I'll continue. 22 for me was your boy Bam Adebayo. So still needs to work on some offensive parts to his game, especially the jump shot. I want to see him develop a three-point shot moving forward, but his versatility outside that on both ends of the floor is hugely valuable, especially in playoff basketball. 21 for you?
A guy that I saw come out of nowhere, like DeMar DeRozan, I had at 21 as the 21st best player in the NBA. He was, the season he was putting together, the injuries they were ravaged with, and the game winners, the way he elevated those around him, just out of respect alone, DeMar DeRozan is why I've got him at 21. Who do you have at 21?
Yeah, so firstly, I had DeMar DeRozan off my list. Again, I'm doing this on if I had a playoff run starting tomorrow, and what has DeMar DeRozan ever shown me in terms of the playoffs? He's shown me that he's an inferior player to what he is in the regular season. So, yeah, if I had an 82, if all I had was an 82-game regular season, then DeRozan's probably on my list. I'm sorry, he just hasn't shown me enough. Oh, he's shown that he's an inferior player in the playoffs, which is not what you want. 21 for me was Cat. So I think he's the third most talented offensive center in the league behind Joker and Embiid. Just a questionable mindset, in my opinion. This is going to sound harsh, but he's just a bit of a loser. He's a bit of a loser. Like, I'm sorry to say. And the reason why is because he's gone throughout his whole career pretty much just playing losing basketball. And then when he finally makes the playoffs and gets out of the play-in tournament, he and the Timberwolves celebrate as if they've won the championship. Like, no, you look at the rest of the guys on this list, especially we're talking about the other big guys in the league like Embiid and Jokic. I mean, are we going to see those guys celebrate like that, having just made the playoffs? No. Even though Joker was missing his second and third best player, he's not out there celebrating because he got the 6th seed. He was disappointed that he got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. And Cat, for me, yeah, I just didn't like that at all. Like, that shows to me that you've been a losing player throughout your career and that you're happy that you made the playoffs. To me, you shouldn't be happy with that. That should be a bare minimum for a guy as talented as he is. So I was disappointed in that. And he's just an average defender. And I have serious question marks on how him and Rudy Gobert are going to work together